A Buddhist monk used to reside at a monastery once upon a time. One day, a person knocked on his door and confessed,
"Sir, my mind is quite troubled. Numerous ideas are always running through my head. Please send me some mantra to help me minimize my mental thinking."
Virtuous monk glared at him and said,
My son, start practicing meditation every day. Your mind will start to quiet down through meditation over time.
but he said,
"Sir, please. I am unable to meditate because every time I try, additional ideas begin to enter my head. Most of these thoughts are unpleasant, which makes my mind more restless."
Don't worry, my son, it happens at the beginning of meditation.
the virtuous monk reassured, with a smile.
However, with practice and patience, your mind will start to relax and become tranquil.
However, he said,
"Sir, meditation is not something I like doing. To quiet my thoughts, please provide me some mantra."
Virtuous monk observed that this individual would not comprehend in this manner, thus he said,
Said, okay, if you urge this much, then I give you a mantra that can quiet your mind.
He then whispered a mantra into his ear and instructed him to repeat it every day sitting by yourself every day. The person became overjoyed and thanked him.
But remember one thing.
The virtuous monk cautioned as he turned around to go from the monk.
When repeating this phrase, avoid consciously imagining a monkey, or else it will lose its power.
He said,
"That, sir, why do I even consider a monkey? In all my years, I had never given a monkey a consideration. You don't have to be concerned."
He then departed from the monastery. The person excitedly entered his house and sat down to repeat the mantra. As soon as he closed his eyes, he was being prodded by monkeys' imaginations. Everywhere he turned, he began to notice monkeys. At that night, he even began to notice monkeys staring at his family. The man was losing his mind. The more he made an effort to overlook monkeys, the more monkeys kept popping into his head. He was nearly crazy by dawn. The following morning, he hurried back to the monastery, telling the monk everything and requesting,
"Sir, what sort of mantra did you offer me? Prior to yesterday, I had never given monkeys a consideration, but as of late, they have taken over my thoughts and won't let go. Please assist me in removing these monkeys' notions from my head."
All right, just unwind and quit repeating mantra.
the monk said.
Do nothing.
The person sat down calmly and ceased mentally repeating mantra. He was amazed that there were no longer any monkey-related thoughts. The virtuous monk then remarked,
You see, my son, I simply wanted to discuss the fundamental makeup of the human mind with you. Never attempt to challenge your mind. As the saying goes, the more you squeeze the spring, the more it will bounce back. The more you try to control your mind, the more it will get stronger. Your mind will eventually become peaceful, naturally, if you remain composed and begin to observe your thoughts, but you must practice meditation in order to achieve this.
if we look at our life, we will notice that our minds are like monkeys that bounce around aimlessly all the time. If you try to violently stop this monkey mind, you won't be able to accomplish it because, just as the saying goes, the more you press the spring, the higher the heights it will reach. The more you try to stop your ideas, the more thoughts will enter your mind. According to a recent research, the average individual has 6,200 ideas each day, and you can't stop them by restricting your thoughts. However, the very act of trying to stop them just serves to fuel their momentum, and the very act of avoiding them only draws attention. In other words, when you attempt to avoid something, you begin to pay excessive attention to it then, thus there is no need to try to stop everyday thoughts. All you have to do is observe how disconnected our thoughts are in daily life. Normal life prevents us from being able to see our thoughts, but meditation makes it possible. As a result, you must meditate regularly in order to observe your ideas. Many individuals have reported that as they begin to meditate, additional thought begin to enter their minds. However, this phenomenon is really caused by the fact that when we begin to meditate, old memories that have been suppressed in our minds begin to surface, much like when you clean your house and all the junk comes out. Similar to this, when you begin to meditate, all of the anxiety and insomnia comes to the surface and you will begin to have more ideas. Nevertheless, you shouldn't be concerned about this. Instead, maintain observing your thoughts while you do your meditation. Practice slowly and deliberately until all the clutter in your mind is released. As a result, your mind will begin to settle down and you will start to have less ideas. With enough practice, you will undoubtedly be able to regulate your thoughts.